Recording in progress. Recording in progress.
Hey, good afternoon. We'll call the special meeting of the Town of Groton Traffic Authority. So first is roll call. I'm LJ Pizarro, Chief of Police.
John Burt, Town Manager.
We also have with us some attendees.
Rick Hanover, Director of Public Works.
Officer Street 15 Community Police.
Steve Sosky, Executive Assistant Chief.
You guys want to, for the record?
Yeah, Bruce Flax, President of the Great Municipal Chamber of Commerce.
Rick Blevins, President.
All right, thank you. So we're gonna
Resident?
Retired.
So we're gonna do the we're gonna kind of go a little bit out of order. We'll just approve the meeting minutes for the 15th first.
Move to approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye. So, Mr. Williams, we are here. We wanted to talk to you first, right off the bat, so that we can kind of. I know you had some concerns about crosswalks. Is that right? Did you have?
I just wondered what the I talked last time,
Again, you want
and I just wondered what the status was.
Yeah, so we can't vote on anything, but we will give you an update.
Yeah,
we don't need. Yeah, we'll give you an update on it.
Yeah, so this because it's a special meeting, the matter has been approved, and then one of the things that the executive assistant was working on was to with the state is that if we're going to enact it where New London and Elm is High Street, are we going to look at it? We should look at the entire New London road. That's one of the things that we want from our end, and then I talked a little about the permit enforcement piece that we're going to be doing, and then we have the sign from our end that will not incur the additional cost, and we're just waiting for the state to review that sign. Once they give us the green light on it, the staff under the directors will go out there.
all indications are they'll approve. So it should be coming soon.
The yield sign in the cross.
Right in the middle of the crosswalk.
In the middle.
Like they do in Stone.
Yes, sir. It'd be similar. Right in the crosswalk, but we thought that's part of the delay too. We're gonna put it in one. If you are traveling New London, you shouldn't do one only. So that's why we decided to kind of look at what was. But the state said send us a sign, or we're happy to approve from our end. We encourage the sign. Yeah, so it's just a matter of time. And the last thing the gentleman from the state said, I do all 52 towns in the state of Connecticut, but it's a quick turnaround.
Just for your info. Needed really in the summer.
Right, but it's gonna be all year round.
You don't do it in the winter because snow or whatever.
Well,
That would be fine with me because I can get not a problem. So only in the summer.
Well, summer's almost over. Sorry. We're at the
I haven't given up there either as officer. So,
yeah. Well, it's up to the state at this point, but we've done everything we can do. We're just waiting to hear back. So.
If there's anything I can do, call it.
No. Yeah, sure. There's no delays unless we came up with something that we had a specs which we were because whatever we present is in agreement with the director. So
Perfect. Thank you.
yes.
You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you want. You don't have to. We wanted to get your info first so that if you wanted to leave, you could.
Still cooling off.
So the next under public communications. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll move down to. We're going to jump down to new business item 5-1, 2025-776 request to close Gravel Street for the lighted boat parade on November 29th, 2025.
Demo.
For the record, we do have an email from Bruce Flax dated the 4th of June to discuss with us the traffic authority about closing Gravel Street for the lighted boat parade. He reached, I'm just reading from your email, reached out to 2 neighbors. One I spoke with had no issue. One did not respond, reaching out to get on the agenda. So we're here on the agenda, so happy to hear you out. And
yeah. Thanks. So I've been working with both police forces going to Groton as a chamber, and I had extensive conversations with Bill Grasso and the Stonington Police Commission about trying to make the lighted boat parade kind of make sure that people spread out and aren't focused right in the center of town. So they had 3 recommendations for us, or I wanted me to look at. One was talking to the town of Groton about closing Gravel Street. And I did reach out to 3 neighbors. I did hear from one the other day who was against closing it. And thought that it was, that, it's congested as it is. And my feeling is that closing it will at least make it safer in terms of not having cars on the street with the number of people that are down there. And the chamber, kind of like what we did on Bay Street during the art festival, is we'll put signs up on the grass areas on gravel that say, please stay off, and have people hopefully stay on the street off people's dogs. But from the standpoint of having people watch the kind of boat parade safely, it seems like a piece of
I think we have. So you've talked to 3 of the residents on the
Yeah.
street. One was okay. One was.
2 were okay, and 1 was.
Still approximately 2 hours.
I don't think any more than that. Yeah, the parade starts. It gets lit at 6, the street, and then as soon as the bridge goes up, when the parade starts upriver, it's usually between 6:15 and 6:30, depending on the number of boats, which is usually around 30, give or take. It's over by 7:30, quarter of 8 latest.
What was the person that was against it? Was generally just don't want to close. Was there any, like,
In the wrong place. I can try to find
just generally speaking, what was there?
it. I think he felt the street was too congested, and he was worried about their problems.
So if you close off to traffic and all, put traffic everybody goes in there and they might go other times.
Yeah.
You said you do signage.
Yeah. And I'm happy if we can get and if I can find the volunteers, I'll put people on the street.
We man the streets when there's a
Well, that's a closure.
Now, if somebody lives on gravel, they have to get it out. So they can show their ID, let them in or not. Well, no, because it'd be filled up then, yeah. 2 hours,
Certainly
yeah.
try.
Yes,
People,
it's true, it's filled up.
When the bridge does go up at 6:15, I think all traffic stops on Route 1 anyway. So the only way they'd be able to get in would be,
on the opposite.
yeah, to be back.
How about this? Might I suggest that we have maybe we could talk about canvassing the neighborhood prior to the vote.
Yeah, I think that I think you guys want to get more neighbors involved. I think that I'm going to the Stonington Police Commission meeting in September, kind of review and get. So in my perfect world, I would have been able to say it was agreed upon to close. I think that, like, in light of the fact that the bridge goes up and the traffic is frozen, it's almost like I would say, even if you guys didn't decide to close the road, I think that the chamber would be willing to, pay for the officers to be down there to ensure safety. You know what I mean? Like, I think that we want to make sure that from all sides that everybody's safe. And I know that at 6:15, the Route 1 is blocked. No one's going to come that way. So and they couldn't even go Pearl unless it was left open. They'd have to kind of down high and around. And most of the neighbors have social gatherings during that time. They're having parties to watch the light boat parade. So, but I just want to go back to the Stonington police and just say we're working on it. If we decided that it wasn't closed, we're looking at this too. Something that we're actively trying
How would you just canvassing them?
We're gonna cross the table at our community policing officer, and then go and knock on the doors. Just to make sure that we did this. I think the biggest feedback, negative feedback we get from residents from nowhere.
When is your,
It is second Thursday in September, so the maybe the 11th. That sounds about right. I think also, to be honest with you, I've never gone over to the other side of the bridge. Usually when the bridge goes up, I'm in Mystic River Park with the judges. But I think that people naturally go down gravel to watch. Like it's whether it was closed or not, that there are people kind of going down that way.
Groton side?
Yeah.
Yeah, they park.
Yeah.
Tourists come in, they park, they walk in. Mostly families.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
But wouldn't be, so, we wanna have, I'm sure if we do that. And maybe rather than waiting to our next regular meeting, well, when is our next one?
It will be December,
So if we, in September, maybe on the third Thursday, had a quick special meeting to find out what you learned and do a vote.
October 16th. That's the, October 16 or 23.
But you're hoping Bruce to know something prior to.
I mean, in that again, like I think we still have time. Right? I mean, even if you went back and said, I go back and say we're going to talk to the neighbors to get the deal, and if there's a decision by the traffic authority not to close the street, then I'm doing this to ensure safety or something.
So I can do that.
Sure.
I already know. I know some of the residents.
I think it's safe to say, just, we're not opposed to it.
Yeah.
It does sound like, but again, knowing that some of the folks there may have some strong feelings one way or the other, that we should at least have a conversation.
Yeah.
Particularly if somebody already said they were opposed to it.
Yeah.
And we want to explain, we want to define.
Yeah.
It's going to be a short duration time, and that, if there needs to get in and out, try and facilitate that.
What do you think, Carrie, available the third Thursday of September 18th to have a quick meeting?
I have to check with my boss, see what he says. Number 16th.
18th, Thursday. Just gonna be kind of usual time.
Yeah, we have.
Let's do it for 1 o'clock on the 18th.
Okay, special meeting. Yep.
Thank you for that. Yeah. And Jeannie, with regards to the highway permit, I think we're good, right? Because I know that Stonington was working on it, and then they were talking to you.
Yeah.
I know it's supposed to be 90 days prior,
Yes.
and we're right on the cusp right now.
Yeah, no, once we have the approval now,
Okay.
so I can send you the letter saying it's approved.
Okay.
Or we can stamp the form
Yeah.
and I can send that back to you.
Okay. Or send it to Stone. I just want to make sure that I send it to Stonington. That I don't.
Well, from what the state tells me, it is on you to obtain.
Okay.
So we let you know, Groton's approved it,
Okay.
and you can send it, and they won't approve it until Stonington responds,
Gotcha.
so that's how it goes.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you very much. If you want, I'm happy to go with you if you want to come around. What are you doing?
6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna go all kinds of hours.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
And the weekends. Yeah.
that'll do.
I do.
All right, we're going to, now from that item, we're going to go on to public communications.
Just 1 second.
Oh, sure.
Do you 2 items for now.
Well, the first item is request for DOT for a crosswalk on Conic Road and Laurelwood Road.
I received that request from an RTM member because there's all those businesses across Route 1, so there's often people just walking across to this. The request is for a crosswalk, an official crosswalk there. I don't mind throwing it to the DOT and see what they say. I don't know if they approve it or not, but I'm supportive of it. They're supportive.
Yeah, I'm in favor of forwarding it for
Okay.
consideration.
I moved to forward it to
Second, you. Aye. The item we just talked about was 2025-779 request for crosswalk at Conic and Laurelwood. We will forward that to the DOT. The next item is 2025-780 discussion on Pearl and Gravel Street congestion. So this has been an issue that's come up to the town manager and I several times from area residents. There's been a variety of different suggestions on how to address this, but it comes down to I don't know that there's any, silver bullet solution for this as far as we've had suggestions about removing parking spaces. I did, at your request, I talked to Captain B about fire departments, about municipal fire departments. We've gotten any feedback from them and we haven't gotten any complaints. That's not to suggest that we're ready to go down there for emergency call, that maybe there would be a car on the way, but the inherent nature of Mystic is all those roads are narrow. They're old. There's not a lot of parking, as we all know. So I know the town manager wanted us to at least initiate a discussion about how to.
because we keep getting requests, but of course, I think getting to consensus will be difficult. I've had people say parking on one side versus, just get rid of some parking to make it easier. We've had others say one-way traffic and whatever way you think, they seem to not like the opposite way. But I thought maybe over this winter, we could maybe, invite neighbors, just hear them out, ideas, see if there's any near consensus.
We've also, through the assistance of Public Works, been able, you guys have gone out there and marked some of the roadways. I know you recently was being deter people from parking there. Obviously, if they're parking in yellow striped areas, it's a violation. We did get some feedback. I'm sure if you got a little bit of feedback. I mean, we know your folks come out there, in my opinion, marked it so that we can enforce it. We're going to enforce it. If there's any thoughts, if you get feedback from the chamber as far as how any.
Yeah, I mean, it's specifically with like Pearl Street. It's I think it's really hard to come up with a conclusion because of the width of the street and the what would happen if you made it one way, either way, like what that does to the traffic flows downtown. So, and then if you took parking spaces away to make it more, that causes more angst. So I wish I could. So
You mean you don't have the answer yet?
But I don't even because even if you made Pearl one way in a certain way, or even for a certain amount of, even if you made it from Route 1 to just made it, making that just one, that probably helps a little bit because there's still some two-way traffic further down on Pearl. But I would say that would be good. I could think of work. Because if you did that and you did it one way that way going from Route 1 into River Road, like that way, at least there's outs for people. You can come both ways to Cliff or down to Gravel. Making the whole thing one.
I remember we had the traffic expert did some work for us. I wonder if we could engage. Yes, very close to my name. If we could engage him to study some particular options, and I have to offer the money for that, but we could get a price for that. Look at one way, just a partial extent versus talking about or taking out parking. Yeah, maybe have them because then we could actually present some, findings to people.
I know we've, and Sharif, you and I have gone down there and met with some folks, and I know we've gotten some feedback. Some contrast with, some suggestions contrast with other suggestions.
Yes, sir, but I think everybody's feedback is to their own vision of where they are. What's the concern about at this time. So what I would like to offer is that if I'm gonna talk to the gravel street, I'm happy to talk to some of the folks down up and down Pearl Street in light of this. So rather than going to address their immediate issue, that they might be open more to generally, like how they feel on the street level, like, versus just going down there because they're worried about the car parking part of the house. Sure.
Meantime, I could at least get a price on number, what it costs. I guess nothing imminent yet. If you could, add in.
Yes, I can do that one with gravel. I can come with some results from both the gravel street and this one on the 8th.
That'd be great, and if you want some additional help, we can certainly. If you want to handle it yourself.
Listen, I'm happy to.
Okay. Right. The next item is a request to DOT to reduce the speed limit on Allen Street, High Meadow Lane.
Another constituent RTO member requests to have the DOT analyze that length of road. I don't mind them analyzing it, seeing what they think.
In hindsight, I had asked them to only look from Ocean View to Judson. And I probably should have said from Allen Street to, and I don't believe we received results. I don't think we received results from Ocean Judson yet. So I was just gonna kind of bring that request up and then add.
Okay.
And we add.
Now, what was our, do we need to do another motion? Did we ever do a motion on that?
You typically do, even if you're
I couldn't
referring
remember
some
if
to
we
the
did
state,
or
you
not.
do. You usually make a motion to reach out to the state.
What is in that particular section from
I believe it's
Allen, 25 or 35? Yes.
yeah, I think from Ocean it then becomes 35. I'm pretty sure it's 25.
It'd be a big, if it's 35, it's not going to jump to 15 or 20. It's a big change.
I don't mind them looking at it. DOT rarely approves
Yeah.
those speed changes, so it probably won't go anywhere anyways.
Maybe we can actually ask them for a larger swat from maybe from the off ramp all the way to.
Because we do have lots of speeding issues on it all along.
We do.
Okay. Or any portion thereof, it's
Yeah.
not all or nothing, they even thought a section of it made sense somewhere or whatever they.
Yeah, review the
Just
speed.
please,
So go from the off ramps, Allen Street,
Yep.
and then again from Allen Street to Ocean.
The whole thing.
let's do it to at least High Meadow Lane.
I'll make that in the form.
Okay.
In favor?
Aye.
So we will refer that to the Department of Transportation for their consideration. Under old business, 2025-778, review of the state's decision to request of no through trucks on London Road. So we did receive correspondence from the Department of Transportation back on June 25th. Draft sheet.
It is what the state sent us.
I wanted to know if we agreed or.
Yeah, now they're looking for your-
disagreed with it.
On me, Chief and Mr. Mayor, so I read through it because I think we were a little bit off on what they were suggesting. And then the state traffic engineer came back and said that the road itself, the premise of the road is not qualified for the no through truck. He said the likelihood of people traveling that road are trucks going to a municipality. The municipality going from New London down to Water Street, then it does not qualify. So
If there's a destination.
yes,
town,
yeah,
not-
within the town. So his thing was that, well, it's not about approving you or not approving you. The road itself does not qualify. Having said that, though, we will get 20+ restaurants downtown Mystic Water Street that will have trucks that are coming from neighboring cities through 95 to Allen Street, and they cut through. That's the I guess the ambiguity that we're at right now. So how do you limit those? Because he's saying if your local ones can use it, you can't limit them. It doesn't qualify. So they're suggesting, well, once you use it, weight limit, try to limit it.
So, and just to read from the document from the state, it says, New London Road would not be a viable through truck route or cut through between US Route 1 and 215 if a truck attempted to reduce travel time while passing through the municipality. A through truck route would remain on Route 1 or Route 215 to pass through the municipality. It is a bit confusing.
Yes, sir. But he goes to mention that in all likelihood, it's the local trucks are going, so we cannot prevent them because you can't prevent them. The road does not qualify. But as you know, Chief, it's not only Milestone does not get the deliveries from Bridge Market. So
Right.
that's the thing disconnected between us and the state.
Yeah, the town, here's what you refer to, the town may consider enacting a weight limit ordinance for the London Road to preclude local truck traffic from accessing the roadway. This ordinance does not require OSTA approval. However, any enacted weight ordinance precluding trucks from the aforementioned roadway must not create a de facto through truck prohibition.
How much of an issue is this? Is it inundated with trucks? You know, do we have a feel for how
No.
significant this issue is?
It's not. It's just the occasional 18+ wheeler that want to go down to Spencer Lynch with a liquor deliveries.
So if we start looking at an ordinance, then it's gonna expand over the road, requests for other roads. That's I know how that works.
Yes, unfortunately, it's just a unique small stretch, and everybody coming down has other avenues. So the state is not arguing that. They're just saying the road itself does not qualify for us to even act on that. I don't know.
Bridge or, yeah, but we, bridge or, even certain.
Yeah, and this is probably a clearer one. Cites Connecticut General Statute 14298, but it says a through truck is defined as a truck that passes through a municipality without having an origin, destination, or scheduled stop in that municipality. If a truck has an origin, destination, or scheduled stop within that municipality, it is not a through truck. So that's what
Yes,
so they are stopped. There's a scheduled stop. There's a destination. So it wouldn't qualify.
Yes, sir. No, I think I can, with your approval, I can just advise the resident that we'll keep asking to follow up on this matter that we found out that the road itself is not qualified. So it's not a matter of us or the state not granting the no truck through.
Right.
The road doesn't qualify.
So based on the findings of this report, I do feel compelled that we have to concur with this because it's citing law that relations law. Okay. Next item of business under new business is 2025-777, request to remove handicap parking at 17 Oakland.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Thanks for coming. Thanks, you guys. Have a good long weekend. You too.
So not that long ago, we approved the no parking. And new owners have come in and they're looking to remove, it's handicap parking. I'm sorry,
It's a new owner. So we're going to remove that. No more.
We just black paint over it, behind out. The authorized removal of the handicap parking space.
A second, in favor?
Aye.
The next item of business is 2025-782, request to install bike sharrows. Sharrows, is that sharrows? Is that the right word? Yeah. Request to install bike sharrows along Route 1 from Allen Street to the drawbridge along Route 215 to Latham Street, West Main Street.
Request is coming from the town's Complete Streets Advisory Committee. Had a full bike infrastructure master plan was just received. We did, one of their recommendations was because of the width of the road, Route 1 down through downtown Mystic, there's no room for bike to be in the shoulder. So what they do is we put these sharrows in, which are painted. Marking, the one in the lower left there that goes to the center of the travel lane, and there's signage there that bicycles may use the travel lane. And that was the recommendation for these two areas, from Route 1 down to downtown Mystic and then from High Street into Complete Streets Advisory Committee. Interested to have this put in. Asked me to come before you, get approval, then we go through the DOT process. Put that together, get approved from them. Who's
We pay to do that, or would it be a DOT effort?
It'll be- We asked DOT when they repaved the road if they would do it. But they actually, said no, because they weren't pre-existing, they wouldn't put them in. So now they're Complete Street Committee wants to put them in. We're also working with Stonington to put them in. It would be a cost to the town.
It was,
Any idea?
I haven't priced it out yet now. Summer.
one, they get it.
To die.
Well, I think that's the whole point that, you know, so it is, in fact, it is, what this is highlighting is what is a legal requirement anyway. A bicycle is a motor, well, it's a, has full use of the highway. Is a traffic unit, so. Yeah, cars have to yield right away to. Yeah. Me too. Well,
What are your thoughts?
I don't think anybody's,
they by law.
I've been there 20
Yeah,
times.
I
I
mean,
ride a bike.
I
I wouldn't ride a bike. I would.
I mean, I think it's, you know, it's a legitimate project. Possibly.
Why don't we first ask Greg to price it out, and then maybe also what means having a look.
Yeah.
Unreasonable. We'll bring back the next regular, not that September special meeting, but the next regular.
There's bikes on Noah. Not down past the church.
I'm sorry.
There's bikes that ride on Noah.
Yeah.
That's relatively safe.
Yeah,
Coming up that hill.
I've ridden on it myself. All right, well, let's do that. Let's table any decision until it's additional info.
Yep.
All right. Are there any other items of business?
We'll to adjourn.
Second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Our meeting is adjourned. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. See ya.
You too.